Daniil Gushchin was selected in the third round, number 76 overall, by the San Jose Sharks in 2020. He's listed at 5'10", 180 pounds, but he's probably closer to like 5'8". Gushchin is small. That's it. End of video. Now, Gushin is a dynamic and exciting forward prospect for San Jose. He spent his draft year in the USHL and then also his D+1 year in the USHL because of COVID, finally reaching the OHL in his D+2 year this year. I think this is a little unfortunate for Gushin because I would have liked to see him play in the OHL for just a little bit longer before likely transitioning now to the Barracuda next season. Either way, Gushin put up 71 points in only 51 games on a horrific Niagara team. The second highest scorer had 44 points in over 60 games. Speaking of his OHL season, again, you'll see this graphic from Mitch Brown regarding some of Gushin's on-ice play this year in the OHL. You can see just some of the highlights that here we're going to touch on, but Gushin was an offensive beast in his first OHL year. He had some of the best transition numbers in all of the junior leagues this year, and his individual production was sky high. His defensive game is rating a little lower here than what I would say, but we'll get there later on. For now, let's get to the FET. Just a quick reminder, we're going to start at the top of the FET diamond, cover Gushin's ability to carry the puck, then distribute the puck, finish plays, and finally defend and retrieve. All ratings are on a scale of 1 to 9, with a 9 being a truly elite level skill, an 8 being like a first line talent, a 7 being a top 6 level, a 6 is a top 9 level, 5 is like a 4th line level. Below that, it's a little nebulous, but it's below a replacement level NHLer. My own FET is straight 1s. I don't want to sugarcoat this. This is Gushin's best category. Gushin is solidly at a top 6, close to top line level talent when it comes to carrying the puck. He's grading at a 7.5 only because while he's extremely quick and agile, his top speed is good but not technically elite. This could also be due to his size and the length of his stride. His stick handling is extremely refined though, and it's effective. He keeps his hands in tight, doesn't overreach or look down when he's handling the puck. Extremely smooth hands. He does have a tendency to overstick handle in the offensive zone though, which is why he's grading a little bit lower, and occasionally he does lose the handle when he tries to do this. So he's grading at a 7 for me there total. His transition game is simply amazing. I'm including it in this category, but we'll also talk about it in this distribute category as well. There are hundreds of puck rushes of Gushin that are amazing, literally hundreds, but I chose just a few to highlight. Gushin's going to carry this puck in stride. He's going to cross the blue line. He's going to shift his weight so effectively that he catches the defender completely flat-footed, and he immediately attacks, realizing he's created himself a lane. Routinely, Gushin will find a way to embarrass defenders at this level like this. This cut to the outside, go straight around with his quickness. It's a small example of what I was talking about earlier, where sometimes he will overstick handle or just kind of lose the puck in between his feet. He does use a very long stick, which is very interesting, and I think it kind of limits some of his stick handling ability, as well as some of his accuracy on his shots, but we'll talk about that in the finish category. All right, this is going to be our last puck carrying clip before we talk about transitions and his distribute data. But Gushin is a little bit of a human highlight reel, as you can see here. He's absolutely walking another Sharks prospect here, Artem Guriev, who if I were to make a video of, it would be very, very short. Anyways, as you watch this clip a few times just because it's so pretty, I wanted to share a quote. A sports radio station I listen to has one of those like repeated clips where they make fun of each other. One of the announcers one time said, "Ball movement It's about the movement of the ball. And this, I think, should be a motto of Gushchin's, but replace ball with puck. He's constantly putting the puck into an open space, either for a teammate to get it or himself to go get it. His deke here is exactly that. He's flipping the puck into open space, into a high danger area, knowing that it's either him going to get it, it's going to pop out for a rebound. I love this from Gushin, and it kind of explains a little bit of his overall approach to the transition of the puck. So let's talk about it. These two graphs are of all tracked players from the USHL and CHL that Mitch Brown did for this year, the 2021-2022 season. It's hundreds of prospects. Gushin you can see in the top right corner of both graphs, but highlighting the left, it's the amount of controlled carries per game, or per 60, and the success of those carries per 60. Gushin was tracked at the best of all forwards when these two stats are combined. You can see him up there in the top right. When I graded him at an 8 in transition, this is primarily why. He's almost the best puck carrier in the entire junior circuit. So the right graph also has controlled entries, but it highlights his individual primary point involvement, which you can see he's second among all tracked prospects, second only to Connor Bedard. Now, is Gushin as good as Connor Bedard? Hell no. But it is interesting. Not only is Gushin carrying the puck into the zone at the highest and best rate in all of the junior leagues, arguably, he's scoring at the second best rate in all of them as well. So his overall distribution of the puck, I'm going to give a 6. I think he's a decent passer with good touch on his passes. I question some of his decision making with his vision, though. He does have a good feel again for puck movement and getting it into high danger areas, but sometimes he's just trying to force passes that aren't there. He favors small area passes that move the puck ahead in transition instead of larger cross ice passes. He does have a few highlight reel passes, which I'll show in here, but overall it's kind of that small ball, small area pass. Let's watch a few clips and see what I mean. It's a good example of maybe not the best decision making, but it highlights Gushin's idea of the game. He likes the puck in motion and the puck going to the high danger areas of the ice. Whether or not the pass was actually open here is sort of irrelevant. He's hoping the play will develop as long as the puck is going to the right space at the right time. Because of this, though, I'm grading his vision a little lower, because I don't see the sort of patience with the puck waiting for plays and lanes to develop like I did with someone like Brandon Coe, for example. Gushin is go, go, go. It needs to develop some patience in this part of the game. Now, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean he can't do it, and sometimes he really does hit a beautiful cross-ice pass. But a lot of times it's on the power play or when he really has the time and the space to see those plays develop. Otherwise, he's going to default to his standard of either getting the puck on net, deking around a defender, or getting it into an open space where a teammate might be, or if a puck is going to squirt out for a rebound. All right, so in the Finnish category, a guy with 41 goals in 51 games, I'm giving a 6.5. There are people who are really in love with Gushin's shot, and I really like it, I do, but I'm not totally in love with it. I think he has an extremely quick release, excellent velocity. It's very, very quick, and I think he has a good mind for shooting, and he obviously loves scoring goals. I've seen his shot from range isn't as deadly as it should be, though, if that makes sense. His accuracy is not great from past the face-off dot, even though there's a couple clips out there of him hitting some good shots from range. There's a lot of misses. And for someone who likes to shoot from everywhere, it's a bit of a wasted opportunity every time he does miss the net. Either way, though, the guy can pick a corner from in tight like nobody's business. Some work on getting into space more and developing a better one-timer as well, more accuracy from range, and also just better decisions of when to actually shoot the puck, he could become even better than this grade. he has an NHL top 6 worthy shot. You can see in this clip just how quick he gets it off and onto the net with this shot. It's extremely fast, and in this case, it does pick the corner. Goes bar down and in. However, the length of his stick kind of bothers me somewhat with this shot. I think because of how long of a stick he uses, his shot loses accuracy past the face-off dots. It's still quick, but he needs to be adjusted, I think. He could also utilize some smart shooting for rebounds instead of always trying to pick a corner. If he can improve upon this, I think he's going to be a good offensive forward in the NHL, driving offense through his shot. Alright, this clip is a good transition to the retrieve category. Gushin is in great defensive position to steal this puck, rush up the ice, and finish the play. He has good defensive positioning at this level, and a great ability to steal the puck out from under players' sticks as well. So how did he grade in the retrieval of the puck? Let's take a look. So overall, Gushin is going to get a 5 in the retrieve category. It's important to keep in mind a few things though, as I said in the last video. Gushin is a scoring winger and a puck transition specialist. He's not ever going to be a defensive forward, a checking forward, or a center at his size and with his skills. You're hoping for NHL-worthy defense from him, and that's about it. He gets the puck well enough at this level through solid stick checks and positioning, but he has some issues with physical play that we'll touch on. He has a tendency to play very deep in his defensive zone, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but means that he can get beat and his line hemmed in when teams cycle well on him. Alright, so we've highlighted some good sticks by Gushin and some good steals. This clip is a short example of good physical play where he shields the puck before cycling. However, this type of play isn't always that common for Gushin. Due to his size and his lack of checking form, he often can't knock the puck off defenders or really maintain possession himself if he's checked well enough. Because of this, he's grading low on his physicality, not for lack of trying, but really just lack of ability, I guess. It's something that I think he's going to need a few years against pro competition before he really becomes passable at the NHL level. So where does this leave us? Gushin gets a 6.5 overall from me. I believe wholeheartedly in his transition and his puck carrying abilities. I think he has a top 6 overall shot that needs some improvement in shot selection and accuracy from range. I think he has decent vision and can create some plays, but he needs to scan a bit more before throwing the puck into space. I like his defensive positioning, his stick lifts, and his steals, and his attempts at physicality, although he grades low because I don't think he would be an effective NHL forward with that just yet. I watched probably 20 Gushchin games this year, and to me, he's one of the most exciting forward prospects for San Jose. I worry about his transition to the next level only because carrying the puck is probably one of the hardest activities to do at the pro level, and Gushin has to be a primary puck carrier to succeed at the next level. I do think he had a bit of a do-it-myself mentality last year, and that got him into trouble sometimes throughout the year. He can have a bit of a temper too, and he did take some dumb penalties from time to time. I don't want to sour too much of the video with that though, so just want to say that I'm excited for him to get to San Jose next year. Stay tuned for next week when we cover Ethan Cardwell.